Everybody, my name is Chef Ethanator. I'm 17 years old, so don't let the facial hair alarm you too much. I'm an amateur video maker and a junior chef, and I'm here to tell you how to make a recipe. Today's recipe is penne alla vodka. Yay, penne alla vodka. It's a very simple recipe that consists of penne pasta, a tomato sauce mixed with some cream and some vodka, but don't worry, it'll get cooked out and everything will be just fine. So let's run through our ingredients list, shall we? First, box of penne pasta. Some whole tomatoes, cherry tomatoes or regular tomatoes. If you use the regular ones, you can cut them up into small pieces, but I like the small ones because they're already small and they're easy to work with. Some basil, a little bit of vodka, some crushed red pepper flakes, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, some heavy whipping cream, some tomato paste, about a half an onion, 1 shallot, 5 cloves of garlic, and on top of all of that, a nice beverage. I'm using water today. Refreshing. Alright, let's get to the making. To get started, we're going to take our onion, and it's going to be already peeled because you used it from another time, and you're just going to cut nice little shallow lines across the onion. And remember halfway through that you used this onion before and you had already sliced it, but who cares? No one's judging you. And you're going to hold your knife, relatively sharp knife. People like to hold it from here. I mean, you can if you want, but I like to hold mine a little here so I get a little more control. And then gripping the onion like a tennis ball and using your knuckle here so it won't cut your fingertips off. Push down and slice gently and fine. Remember, the finer the onion, the more it'll break up and the less oniony your sauce will become when we use this. So you're going to be careful, take your time, speed doesn't matter. As you can tell right now, I'm not using my blistering speed. But it's because I'd rather be safe than sorry. So after you get roughly half your onion did, discard the rest of it, and you have yourself some onion minced enough. And then you're also going to want to grab your shallot. You're going to move everything out. You're going to do the same thing on the shallot. However, it is a lot smaller, so just be a lot more careful when you use the shallot. You can take the dead skin off. You can move that out of there for a little bit. You just keep going, and you know what? Maybe you want to peel this first layer back because, you know, it's a little old, so, you know, take your time peeling it. And it is peeled, so now you can throw it away. And you come back and you finish up slicing here. And again, very carefully, like this, you cut the shallot. You may be asking yourself, Ethan, what happens when I get to this part? Well, that means you did good and it's very clean and there's little to no waste. So you're going to take that, throw it away, and you're going to separate that on your cutting board because you have your favorite person coming up next, the garlic. So you're going to get the last little bits of shallot off, move that to a side, and you're going to take your garlic and very gently smash your garlic. And you have minced garlic now, so you don't have to worry about chopping too much. I mean, I didn't do mine that hard, but whatever. So you're going to take your little pieces of garlic and chop them up very finely because it's easier to have in the sauce. It's easier to incorporate. And you're going to get the rest of your garlic and do that. I will see you when we're done with that. Wow, look at that. The garlic, all 5 cloves, chopped itself. And that is pretty much one of the only times you'll see garlic go from 1 cloves whole to 5 cloves chopped. So, why don't we bring this up for a second? Wow, scary. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your tomatoes, take about 5 ounces, right about 3/4 of a cup of tomatoes, half cup, 3/4 of a cup, depending on your tomato preference. If you like more tomatoes, Go for that 3/4 of a cup. But if you want to do that reserved tomato issue, take that half cup. All right, I'll see you guys after their magical chop. Wow, look at that! Magically sliced tomatoes. And I think that for now, your prep is done. So, let's go over to our magical thing of boiling water. Come to the bubbling cauldron. Now, if that's not a bubbling cauldron of deliciously boiling water, I don't know what is. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that lid off for just a second, place it down, and you want to make sure your water is heavily salted. Emphasis on the heavily salted. Because the only time the pasta can really get flavor is in the boiling water with the salt. Bland pasta is bland. So, let's go get that salt. Here's the salt. Nice. So that's right around 4 tablespoons of salt. But it's good. I know it sounds a lot, but it's necessary because salt pasta water will help the flavor. Okay, we're going to wait for this thing to boil again because reasons. And then we put it in. But in the meantime, wait. That looks like a pot of boiling water. So we're going to take our pasta. We're going to open the box. And before we open the box, or let me rephrase. Before we use the box, we're going to make sure to read the directions to see how long the boiling is. So 10 to 12 minutes of bubbly action will happen. When you have short pasta like this, it has a tendency to get stuck. So you want to make sure you stir it until you see some bubbles happening right underneath, which means the bubbles will help the pasta not get stuck. And in the meantime, a little bit of bubbly, you're going to put that lid back on, and you're going to let the water come back up to a boil, and then you're going to remove the lid so there isn't really spillages. And I know more than anybody, no one likes cleaning up a hot, steamy pile of pasta water that leaves marks on your stove. I know I'm dangerously close to this pot, but we're going to get this done. All right, I'll see you guys in about 10 to 12 minutes. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. By the way, one good way to wait for your pasta to be done is to read a book. And what better book to read than Food and Beverages Guide to Restaurant Success? I'm telling you, it has been great to read. My friend Michael Politz, he wrote the book, and he is fantastic with his work. It's really good, and I really enjoy it. Link will be in the description below on where you can get the book. You can either get it on Amazon, or you can get it at Barnes & Noble, but make sure to call ahead as we have a pandemic at our problem right now. So just make sure that it's in and ordered. I will leave all of the information linked to the Food and Beverage Magazine Guide to Restaurant Success. Ooh, I hear the pasta. Let's go back to it. Alright, so that pasta seems to be doing fantastic. And right now, I am looking for a vessel to hold my hot pasta water because, little known secret, pasta water contains starch. And starch is good for making sauces thick. So we're going to move the pasta off of the heat. We're going to turn that heat to medium-low for now so it can cool down. And like so, just drain the pasta. And if you're asking, Ethan, you just wasted all the pasta water. No, I didn't. It's by the stove right now. So that is what's happening. Ooh, little nuggets. Those are the best parts. And it's so hot. But let's try that again. Delicious. Get that last little nugget out of there. Move this pot back to the heat because this is a one-pot recipe. So let's move it over. So you're going to move it back onto the heat, and oh look, there's the pasta water. I know it looks starchy because that's what it is. However, with that said, you're going to use it later, and it's going to be glorious. So without further ado, let's get to it. First things first, guys. You want to make sure that your pan has a little bit of olive oil in there because things do stick. I'm using around 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil because, like I said, you want to make sure nothing sticks. So you're just going to coat the pan nice and easy. You're going to go grab, in the order I said, you're going to grab your onions and shallot. You're going to put those in first. That sizzle is good because it's going to cook out the onions and the shallots. And it's going to make sure that all of the water that comes out of the onion is good. So that sizzling means that the water is starting to come out of the onion. And we're going to cook the onion until it becomes translucent, which means it becomes white and opaque and kind of clear in a sense. And that's going to take a few minutes. But until then, I'll see you when when these are cooked. So when your onions look a little something like this, and the sizzling has subsided significantly, you're then going to make a little well in the middle of your pan, rest your spoon, go over, and collect your garlic, your chili flake, and your tomato paste. You're going to put them down, and in that order, you're going to add everything. So, garlic, chili flakes, just a dash, because it is spicy sometimes, and roughly a nice mound, or a teaspoon rather, of tomato paste. And you're going to cook everything out no longer than 30 seconds because that's about the time that the garlic starts to burn. We don't want that to happen. So we're going to just stir it in until everything becomes nice and coated, like so. And from there, you're going to go get your tomatoes. Come on, little guy, last little guy. No man left behind. Not on my watch. And you're just going to keep stirring. And mind you, this is on medium heat. And, yeah, just keep stirring until they're done and nice and mush. But not too mushy, because if they come too mushy, then they break apart, and we don't want that. We want them just softened enough. So I'll see you in approximately 45 seconds. Alright, so if you hear that lovely sound, that means your tomatoes are getting soft. And when they're getting soft, everything is going to go well. So you want to make sure that everything is all good here. And this is the time where you want to scrape up any little last crispies on the bottom of the pan, because that does tend to happen. Then you are going to go into your fridge and grab your heavy cream. Why? You think I just left it out this room temperature the whole time? Huh. Make sure it's open. If it's not, you're going to use right around 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. I know it looks like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot of pasta, and you want to make sure that your pasta is well coated, because dry pasta is tasteless pasta. So when you get that, mix it nice, mix it nice, mix it nice. Now, what you're going to go do is you're going to become very, very good at cooking. You're going to crank your heat up to about medium, in between medium and high. You're going to grab your little thing of vodka. And you're going to pour about half of it in, which is roughly about 3 tablespoons of vodka. And you're going to put that away. You're going to stir it in nice and well until everybody gets to know each other a little bit. And you're going to cook the alcohol out for roughly 4 minutes. You can tell is when you whiff like this and bring your nose close. And if you still smell that vodka, that means the alcohol is not burned off yet. Another technique I'll show you guys later in another video is flambeing, but that'll be for another time. It is best done on gas, not electric, because reasons. Yeah, I tried it before, it was not fun, so I'm going to teach you guys in a safe environment. Until then, let's let this cook out. Look at that thing. Look how bubbly and nice it is. That means everything is going according to plan. The tomatoes look great. The onions are also melted well. And the vodka has cooked off. So that's good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go grab your pasta, or your pasta, whatever you like to call it. You're gonna turn your heat on low, and you're gonna get your penne pastas. Out they go. Inside the pan. Because like I said, it is a one-pot recipe, and no one likes the messy cleanup. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the pasta and you're gonna break it up a little bit and begin stirring to get everybody to get to know each other. And if you're asking yourself right about now, Ethan, where's that pasta water? Ah, don't worry, friend. They're coming in a few seconds. Nice and mix, and you begin to see that it aerates a little bit because I'm folding. I'm bringing it from the bottom and flipping it over from the top. That gets all the sauce from the bottom to the top, like so, and all those unwanted tomatoes go from the bottom into the top. Then you grab yourself a little bit of pasta water, about 1/8 of a cup to 1/4 of a cup, and it makes it nice and creamy. And at first you're gonna say, oh, this is too loose, but fear not. The starch is what makes everything thick. Everything is nice and thick and emulsified here, so it looks rather tasty, actually. One final step you want to make sure that you never forget is your package basil. Adding the basil at the end gives it its last little bunch and punch and light, zestful youthfulness into the dish. And it's good to have young punch, bunch, zestful youthfulness in dishes. It's delicious and it smells absolutely wonderful. Now this is ready, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang my spoon off one last time, cover it, and move it out of here because we do have one more thing to do. And if you're asking, Ethan, what else do we have to do? Well, I'll tell you. It begins with G and ends with B. Can you guess what it is? I don't know. I'll see you guys at the cutting board, and if you are correct, congratulations. You have won yourself a gold star from the Ethanator Academy of Awesomeness. So, we'll see what's on that cutting board. And I'm sorry, guys. I duped you on that one for a second. Green beans are not on the cutting board yet because we have to wash them very well. So you're going to dump your green beans into the colander. Move the garbage out of the way. Get your cold water on because it's crisp. And you have that shower setting. You just toss and shake and twist and stir. And it's delicious. Now, you may be asking, what other prep do you have? That's it. These are already prepped and quartered, but I'll find one and I'll show you how to do it. So if you don't like these ends, what you could do is you come up real close. There we go. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and just snap it off. And look at that. No more gross, sinewy end. Anywho, I'll see you guys back on the cutting board. Grab a skillet and place it down like so. And it's a good thing we put it on low heat so it can stay warm. And you're gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, just enough to coat, because it is good to coat the pan a little bit so nothing really sticks. You're gonna swirl that around a little bit. Crank the heat back to medium. Make sure you have your salt out and your pepper out and your pepper flake out, which is right here. And as an added bonus, make sure you get a little lemon because it's nice to put a little bit of zest. Lemons are actually quite delicious. Anywho, you're then going to take your green beans and put them in there. They will begin sizzling. Mine are not sizzling right now. I apologize for that. The pan is not hot. Taking care of the green beans nice and carefully. Not like the garlic. We have to be super careful with the garlic, but we can't be overly aggressive with the green beans. And now they're beginning to sizzle, indicating the pan is now hot enough. So now you're going to move the heat to high because these all are going to cook pretty fast. And that means you're going to have to get your cutting foods with flavor. So as you can see, crispy, nice tossing. Grab yourself a medium pinch of salt to flavor everything with. Looks delicious. Grab yourself some freshly cracked black pepper. A touch of red pepper flake. A dash of lemon. Careful, the flare-up might happen. Ah, yes. And you can leave that hunk of lemon in there because it adds nice flavor. Press it down into the bottom of the pan. And lastly but not leastly, your cloves of garlic. So the reason why I put the garlic cloves in last is because they will burn the fastest. So we let that go for around 30 seconds. Nice little toss. Nice little toss. Many nice little tosses. You can move that heat back down to medium. And then after about 1 minute, you're gonna go to the sink and you're gonna put some water in the pan. Not a lot, just enough to steam, roughly about 4 tablespoons. And you're gonna get the lid on and you're gonna put it there and you're gonna wait for the steam to go. For this, you're gonna wanna put the heat back on high so the steam can come out as fast as it can. And then when you're done with that, which is about 3 minutes from now, you should be rewarded with crispy, delicious, slightly spicy green beans and your penne pasta in one bowl. Should be appetizing. I'll see you guys when I put it all together. This delicious bowl of goodness. Just delicious green beans. Just give me 1 second. Crisp, refreshing water, delicious green beans. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for letting me make this for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. So, good night, or whatever time of day it is you're watching this. I don't know, could be morning, could be 3 a.m. You know, if you're watching this at 3 a.m., then you must be really hungry. But, whatever, I am not here to tell you how to watch your YouTube videos. So, like I said, thank you guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, and please leave a subscribe. It means a lot. Thank you.
There was a cat from Brooklyn by the name of Romeo. His folks, they came from Italy many years ago.